After school, a young student named Quinn arrives at his mother's workplace on the subway construction site, carrying bad news. Quinn received low grades on his test. His mother, Sarah, is worried for his education. The conversation is interrupted by a worker rushing over, excitedly reporting that one of the tunnelers has stumbled upon an unexplored cave. Curious, Quinn follows the workers to the scene of the discovery. As the team tries to assess the situation, Quinn ventures into the dark, mysterious passage. The air smells ancient, untouched for millennia. He cautiously moves deeper when suddenly fire bursts from the ground at his feet, casting a sinister glow on the walls. Out of the shadows emerges a terrifying creature that hisses and spits a burning liquid directly into Quinn's eyes. Blinded and panicked, Quinn scrambles out of the cave and tries to warn his mother about the creature inside. She pulls him toward the emergency showers to wash the strange venom from his eyes, but before they reach safety, the ground trembles. Flames explode behind them as the creature is a dragon and bursts through the cave wall. Sarah drags Quinn into an elevator cage and slams the button to ascend. As they rise, the dragon tears through the shaft, crushing Sarah in its jaws. Quinn, though traumatized, survives. The world has changed. The dragon is not alone. Soon more of the beasts emerge from slumber, spreading fire and destruction. Scientists discover that dragons were not myths, but real creatures that wiped out the dinosaurs millions of years ago before hibernating deep beneath the earth. Human attempts to fight the dragons are futile, and their numbers multiply rapidly. In desperation, humanity resorts to nuclear weapons, but the fallout only worsens the situation, making the planet even more inhospitable. Earth is in ruins, and civilization has collapsed. Survivors scrape by and scattered, medieval-like enclaves, their former technology lost or unusable. Now a grown man, Quinn leads a small group of survivors in the Northumberland region of England. They shelter in an old castle, avoiding direct encounters with dragons whenever possible, but every day is a struggle. The dragons' relentless attacks keep dwindling the already sparse population. Quinn's second in command, Creedy, reports that one of their members, Eddie, intends to take his children to the fields for an early harvest. Quinn warns him that the crops aren't ready and that harvesting now would jeopardize their next planting. He also points out that dragons are especially active lately. Eddie, however, refuses to listen, frustrated with the hardships everyone endures. When Eddie tries to leave, Quinn confiscates his vehicle keys to stop him. That evening, Quinn and Creedy put on a play for the children, retelling ancient legends of knights and dragons. Afterward, the group recites their daily prayer, which also serves as a drill in case of dragon sightings. The children know it by heart, each word a lifeline in this brutal world. But despite Quinn's precautions, Eddie defies him and sneaks out during the night with his children and a few others. Determined to reach the plantations, disaster strikes. Just as they arrive at the fields, a dragon descends from the sky, breathing fire upon them. Eddie's group scatters, but one of his sons is killed instantly. With no escape from the blazing inferno, Eddie and the others huddle together, preparing to meet their end. However, Quinn, Creedy, and a rescue team arrive in a fire truck blasting water at the dragon to drive it back. The beast retaliates, incinerating the front vehicle, but Creedy uses his truck to push Quinn's to safety. The survivors return to the castle battered but alive. The next day, the radio operator intercepts strange transmissions, voices of unknown individuals. Fearing that marauders might be approaching, Quinn calls a meeting. They decide to confront the potential threat head-on. Soon, a convoy of vehicles, bearing United States military insignias, arrives at the gates. A rugged man steps out and introduces himself as Van Zan, a soldier who has managed to restore weapons and a helicopter to hunt dragons. Quinn is skeptical. He knows firsthand how formidable dragons are and doubts Van Zan's boasts. But Van Zan produces a dragon tooth, freshly ripped from the mouth of one he recently killed, and shares his knowledge. Dragons see perfectly in both daylight and darkness, but their vision falters during the brief twilight between day and night. His team exploits this vulnerability to slay the creatures. Impressed, Quinn allows Van Zan's group inside, though Creedy remains wary. The sight of Van Zan's helicopter stirs both hope and unease among Quinn's survivors. It's the first working aircraft they've seen in 2 decades. Alex, the pilot, assures them there are no dragons nearby and suggests they rest. She explains that her comrades are elite fighters who parachute from the helicopter to ensnare dragons with nets. However, their survival window is short with only a few seconds from the jump to impact. Van Zan, Alex, and their team prepare for a dragon hunt the next morning. Quinn introduces Alex to Jared, a boy he rescued years ago. Impressed by the sense of community Quinn has fostered, Alex reflects on how rare such care is in this broken world. But their brief respite is interrupted when a signal alerts them to an approaching dragon. Van Zan orders his team into action, dispatching a scout on a motorcycle to activate tracking beacons. The mission goes awry. The rider fails to place the final beacon in time and is killed by the dragon. Seeing this, Quinn mounts a horse and races into the mountains to complete the task. The dragon dives toward the helicopter, but the soldiers spring their trap, throwing nets that ensnare the beast mid-flight. However, one archangel dies in the process. With the beacons activated, Quinn lures the dragon toward the fortress. At the critical moment, Van Zan fires a bolt from a powerful weapon, killing the creature. That evening, the group celebrates their hard-won victory, but Van Zan tempers their joy, reminding them of the losses they've endured. He reveals that Alex serves as the group's memory keeper, honoring the fallen by remembering their names. Van Zan also insists they need more fighters and pressures Quinn's people to join his cause. Tensions rise, leading to a fistfight between Quinn and Van Zan, which Alex breaks up. Despite their conflict, Jared decides to stay with Quinn, rekindling the leader's hope for the future. Van Zan's team departs for London, believing the male dragon is the key to ending the invasion. They plan to ambush the beast at twilight, but their mission turns into a massacre. The dragon annihilates Van Zan's convoy, leaving only Alex and Van Zan alive. Realizing the male dragon is now headed for Quinn's fortress, they race back to warn him. The dragon arrives, unleashing fire upon the castle. Quinn orders the children into the fireproof shelter, but Creedy dies ensuring their escape. Heartbroken, Quinn leads the survivors in their familiar prayer, finding strength in the words. When Van Zan and Alex return, Quinn decides it's time to end the nightmare for good. The trio flies to London, navigating through the ruins toward the dragon's lair. They discover the male dragon devouring weaker creatures. The dragon is starving and more dangerous than ever. Van Zan scales a tall structure to lure the dragon, but when his weapons prove ineffective, he charges the beast with an axe, sacrificing himself. With Van Zan gone, Quinn and Alex make one final attempt. They retrieve a bolt from the wreckage and working together, Quinn shoots the dragon in the mouth. The bolt detonates inside the creature, killing it. 3 months later, the world begins to rebuild. With the dragons defeated, radio towers go up, reconnecting scattered communities. Jared reports that the French are seeking their leader, eager to re-establish contact. Smiling, Quinn knows humanity has a chance again. Alex laughs, noting how people are starting to hope once more. The last dragon may be gone, but the real challenge is reclaiming the world and has only just begun.